Good evening, everybody, and thanks again for letting me on to Destination Newry, just to give a bit of a roundup on the Camlough Bessbrook area and what's going on locally. So just the first thing I'd like to mention is that the council have now announced who were the successful applicants for the financial assistance grants. So I noticed just from the list that quite a number of the clubs locally, were successful, including Camlough Community Association, Cara Crop and Creve Rua, White Cross, various clubs that put the application in. Some were, maybe they got over the line okay, but because there was that many applicants, they've been put on the list, the reserve list, because obviously they ran out of finance, but they're looking for other ways to try and ensure that those that did get over the line are financed, so just, keep your chin up for that. But the important thing, and the reason why I mention it, is there's still a lot of clubs, for whatever reason, don't apply for this type of assistance. So you're really missing out. It could be anything between £1,000 or £3,000, and for the likes of the community association, we got the £3,000. So that's going to go a long way to help us keep the doors open in the community house in Camlough. Pay your rates, your electricity, all of the various bills. So the opportunity is there, and there's I see these funding streams coming on every week. And I'm always concerned that, there's some areas or some clubs simply aren't, putting the application in. And, anybody that can do that, because I know it's a difficult enough task, to fill in the forms and that, but they're worth their weight in gold. So any club or every club should take a look to see if you can get one or two people that's, are that way inclined, and can sort of focus on that, because at this moment in time, it's difficult to raise money, given COVID. And so this is money that has been made available by the council. And I'll just touch on, if you remember last year, Derry Hargey, she's one of the Sinn Féin ministers, Minister for the Department for Communities. She made available money under the Sports Sustainability Fund. And lots of clubs, lots of, sporting clubs really did benefit from that. Some got right up to 20, 30, 40,000. So unfortunately, yet again, there was some clubs missed out, simply because they hadn't applied. So she's going to open this up again, I think, and I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll certainly put it out there once I see the dates. But, that's another opportunity for the clubs that did miss out, to put in a fresh application, and, that money will go a long way, again, to keep your doors open, to maybe provide equipment, all kinds of stuff. I see one of the clubs got, quite a significant amount of money, for the upgrades and upkeep of their walking track. So there's a wide variety of stuff where that money could be put into. And the capital grant is right up to 30,000, so it is an opportunity. But just on the wee poster there, Cal, this is the Rural Halls Refurbishment Scheme. And this is coming out of the Department for Agriculture, DAERA. And again, if you go onto their website, you'll be able to take a look. This is where you can make your application. And this is, I think between 15, the minimum is 15,000 and the maximum is 40,000. And that's for clubs, or for halls or community centres or community groups, people that have got a community facility that are constituted, that, have got a lease of 20 years plus, or maybe they own the hall itself, or they own the facility itself, that they can make the application. And that is money, again, capital money that can go into, anything from fixing roofs, fixing doors, fixing windows, doing up kitchens, all that type of stuff. So it's a pilot scheme. I think they're only going to allow 30 successful applicants, in this phase of it, but at the end of the day, if you don't go in and take a look at the application and, particularly if you're eligible, it would be crazy to let that pass, because you can be assured that other people throughout the 6 counties are going to be, chasing it as well. So why not, spend a wee bit of time, fill in the application and hope for the best. And there's also, for summer schemes, the Education Authority, the EA. And again, if you go onto their website, just Google it, it'll come up, and you can see that they're providing funding also for, summer camps, summer schemes. And again, as long as you meet the criteria, they will provide the funding for that. So it's a great opportunity for people, that are working with young people and, maybe haven't got the funding. Here's an opportunity to maybe rectify that. Okay, thanks, Cal. That's it on the funding and grants. And as grants come up, I will certainly bring it onto this platform here and try and make sure that people are aware of it. Okay, so I did mention last week about the tree planting. That's the Ring of Gullion had made available. It was up to 10,000 trees. These are alder trees, and they're 2 to 3 foot long. As you can see, that's me taking some of the trees out of the back of one of the cars that arrived. And there was 10,000 trees to be distributed throughout the district. I ended up with 750 of them, and believe me, I could have given out twice that, and maybe even more. So you can see that's some of the trees that have been planted. So we had to get them planted, over the weekend because they should have been by right planted in March. They had been put in cold storage, and then the Ring of Gullion decided we better get these out very quickly. So it was a great initiative. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Met an awful lot of people. Some of the trees actually went as far as Maynooth, and some of them up as far as Portaferry. So a lot of them obviously went to South Armagh. Some of the clubs got them. Some farmers took them, and some private individuals as well. But it's great to see that at least 750. And I know Aoife Finnegan, one of our councillors in Crossmaglen, she got 750 as well. So you're talking about hopefully almost 2,000 being planted in South Armagh itself. So that is great, for the environment and all of that as well. But there is a possibility that will happen again, either September, October, November, because the Ring of Gullion has mentioned that. If it is the case, again, I will ensure that people are aware of it, and we will do our best to try and make sure that people who are keen to plant, are given the plants themselves or the trees themselves to do so. Okay, thanks, Cathal. And tomorrow, which is the 21st of May, 2021. So that's the 40th anniversary of Raymond Raymond from Camlough, who died on hunger strike in 1981 on the 21st of May in the H box of Longcash. So his brother, Father Brian, is saying a mass tomorrow. You can see that it's in Kilcurly. Now, obviously, because of COVID, there is a very restricted amount of people who are able to actually attend the mass itself. However, if you can see from the poster there, it is also live online. So anybody that wants to tune in can do so. That's just at the bottom there of the poster. You can see how you can do that. So like for me, I was in my teens during this period, and to be honest with you, it just seems like it was yesterday. How the 40 years have gone in so quickly. But there's a mass tomorrow, which is the 21st. There's also tomorrow morning online commemoration, and that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That'll be up on Facebook. And on Sunday, the day of his funeral, there is, which is a more local online commemoration, and that's at 2 o'clock. So that's Sunday, the 23rd of May at 2 p.m. online. And that will cover the commemoration this year. As you know, normally people would parade from the monuments there on the Camlough Road up to the plots where Raymond is buried, and usually attend the mass. But obviously that can't happen this year. So if anybody wants to tune into that, there's an opportunity either tomorrow or on Sunday. Thanks. Now, what I'm going to speak about now is one of our local groups, Carrying Coins. And I'm sure you've heard me mention this over the past year, the amount of work that Carrying Coins has been doing in the community, particularly fundraising for various very, very worthy causes. Have helped out with PPE, have done quite a bit of fundraising for the NHS staff, and like the fight for Alfie as well. So they've been flat to the mat. NI are the road safety, road safe NI as well. They did a bit of work for them too. And it's Kerry and Yvonne that have been the sort of driving force behind this particular group. And a lot of people, including myself, have tried our best just to help out in any wee way we can. But at the end of the day, things never work unless you've got somebody there to coordinate things. And there was an opportunity through the council to nominate people for awards. I thought it was only right that both Carrie and Yvonne should be nominated, and thankfully the council has agreed that they should be the recipients of the award, which is absolutely great. So that happens next Thursday, Thursday the 27th, to go up to Slieve Court just to receive the award. So congratulations to Kerry and Yvonne. It's absolutely, I'm delighted. That's, and I think it's well deserved, and fair play. Anyhow, they, as a group, their inaugural meeting will be through the Confederation of Community Groups, and that is on Monday the 24th. You can see that at 7 o'clock. Again, due to COVID, the meeting will be held by Zoom. So anybody that wants to get on to that, you contact Kathy McMahon at the Confederation, and she will send you the link. So it's a very, very worthy cause. No doubt they will. They're obviously going to be constituted. They're going to be affiliated with the council and with the Confederation, and that will put them in a better stead, for continuing on with the work that they're going to do. And it is an opportunity for anybody that wants to help or become associated with that particular organisation. If you tune in on Monday night, that will be an opportunity to listen to the work that they do, and decide for yourself, if you can make a contribution, and that would be fantastic. So fair play to the two women, for all the work that they've been doing, and good luck on Monday night. So without further ado, I'd like to give a bit of a shout out to some of the birthday people. So my first on the list is a young fella originally from Camlough, now living in Bessbrook. That's Connell Quinn. You can see that's him on his wedding day. So Connell is one of the recipients of the trees. So he was away at the weekend planting some of the older trees down at Bessbrook. So happy birthday to you, Connell. No doubt you've been spoiled. Cahill Evans is next on the list. If you can, that's Cahill. That's the graduation of his son, Connor. Looks like Connor has been getting more spuds than Cahill. So that's just the way things are. All our kids are much taller than us. But anyhow, happy birthday to you, Cahill, and hopefully you have a good day as well. Next on my list is Ternsey Feehan. I'm sure many in the sport fraternity know Ternsey. There he is, Shane O'Neill's guy. And I'm not too sure what age Ternsey is, but I know he's a good bit younger than me anyway. So happy birthday to you, Ternsey, and no doubt you'll be spoilt by all the family as well. But last but not least is another birthday boy, and there he is, Tommy Lynch, absolute GA legend. And I'm not too sure what age Tommy is, but that's his grandson, Sean. If you remember last week, I spoke about Carrickruppen winning the championship, and that's young Sean. That was one of the players, so that's the cup. And a very, very proud Tommy, an absolute legend of a guy. And I know him all my life. And this time 40 years ago, it was in May 1981. It was the first time I ever got involved in electoral politics. Tommy was the candidate. He was running for the council elections as a H-block candidate, and he was successful. So at that time, many people hadn't much regard for the council, so a lot of people just abstained, and so he's an abstentionist councillor. But anyhow, he eventually, I think, made way for another client. I think it could have been Ramey's father, Jimmy McCrush. Could be wrong, but at that stage, I wasn't about, so I just can't remember all the detail. But I certainly remember canvassing for Tommy, an absolute legend of a man. So very big happy birthday from everybody in the community, Tommy, and hope you had a great day. So that's me, Cahill. Thanks again for the opportunity just to give a wee bit of news and keep people up to date. And no doubt, I look forward to seeing everybody again next week. So that's all from me. AOI August Langafoy.